Good afternoon, people. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm good.
right. Yeah,
Good, thanks. Yeah.
love it to hear. Love it to hear. If you could, real quick, individually, please introduce yourselves. That'd be grand.
I'm Robert.
I'm Nate.
Annie.
Cool. And you're members of the band Kick Pistol. What are your individual roles in the band, and what do you bring in your own creative forces?
Well, I'm the lead singer, bassist, and like songwriter, I guess. The other guys do help, obviously. I'm the main guy,
A
I
little
guess.
bit.
Yeah, maybe a few notes.
Few notes.
Here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. I play lead guitar and sometimes I do backing vocals.
I play drums and sometimes like in recordings, keyboard and the occasional acoustic guitar.
Nice, sweet. And coming up this Wednesday, this episode will be out on the day you're doing it, obviously. So it'll be like present or whatever. You have your first gig in nearly a year. Am I right? Am I overcomplicating it?
Yeah, it's true.
So-
It's
Yeah,
nearly
pretty
a year
much a
since our
year.
last proper gig. Yeah,
Did
Yeah.
a little acoustic gig, someone's birthday, but you know,
that's
it's
been
not.
it this year. That's been
Yeah.
the only thing.
That's pretty
That's
much it.
mad.
Oh, and a party for Nate's dad in March for
Nice.
his
Oh,
50th.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
which
Oh, was that right
yeah.
before it got bad in March?
Yeah,
Yeah,
literally
right
just
man.
before.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, like in that regard, then, how does it feel to be back at the Horn in general, but also just having a gig, especially after all that time as a unit? How are you all feeling headed into it?
I would say a bit scared. It's been a while
Same.
since we've been on stage. Excited as well, definitely.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this for ages. I just remember when we got the email about gigs going back on, it was like, finally. And we've
Yeah,
been
definitely.
practicing since, so we've kind of been preparing for something we don't even know what we're preparing for, really.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited, yeah.
I mean, like, I think other than the obvious restrictions in the crowd or whatever, and the distance you have to keep, you probably won't be able to move around as much. But I feel like it may just be another gig for you guys, even if you're scared of it. I think it will still be a fun thing to say you gig during this time, especially. But also, I feel like the fear will leave. I mean, I know this from experience now. The fear just leaves you once you start, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, definitely.
definitely,
It's
yeah.
always when you're about to go on stage, it's scary. You get on stage, it's like you don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Sort of
just
like
the
that,
build up
yeah.
that's scary, really.
Yeah, it's like roller coasters, isn't it? You're queuing up, but you're
Yeah.
wrecking it. You get
Yeah.
on it, it's the best time of your life. And I mean, like, even then, you say you're always preparing, but you don't know what for. You gigged it even before all this happened. You were gigging a lot, let alone at the Horn, just gigging all the time in general, whether that be at
Yeah.
M-Fest or other bars in St Albans. And last year, you were the finalist in Battle of the Bands, which is a big feat, especially for a young new band. That's a big feat. So, like, as that young act on that stage playing in front of loads of people night after night, how did that feel for you guys, and how did it help you develop at all?
But the other guys would probably agree with me. It was I think we ended up thinking about it a lot more, about
Yeah,
precise details of it that we wouldn't think about before. Like because when we do a normal gig, I think it's more just, you know, we're having fun with it, you know, we're having a good time, you know, playing the music we love to play. But when you add the competitive aspect to it, you start thinking about it more of, I guess, more of a big production kind of. Because obviously you wanna give your best performance. I don't know really how to
It was
describe
about
it.
like creating an atmosphere on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Like sort of a
Really
theme to
going all
go.
out.
Yeah, and sort of a theme to
like
go with
making
the
a real
music.
showcase of it.
Mm.
Yeah, sort of like Rob said, make it a production rather than just playing songs one after another.
yeah,
You know, adding more production value to it. Yeah, and it definitely, I think I was going to say, it definitely boosted our confidence to get so far in the competition. You know, just each time going that little bit further towards the, you know, eventually the final. I think it was, you know, one of the biggest confidence boosters we've had collectively as a band, I think.
I mean, like, especially when you have like some bigger crowds, it becomes like things become props. Like the audience is a prop, and it's totally under your control.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that ability to like completely muster it, like you said, your production will go up, and it shows, and it really shows. So, like, from that moment onward, were gigs different for you then? Like when playing to that crowd, did you apply that mindset to every gig, whether that be at your mate's dad's house party or an acoustic thing? How would you all channel that? Would you like keep it in its box? Would you bring it forever now in all the things you do, or social distance even?
I think we tried to keep it
Yeah.
kind of like that now. I think before that we did try to do that, but it never really worked. We never had that kind of like oomph to make us really like go all out, if that makes sense.
It's all about the experience of it as well, like just.
Oh yeah, exactly. It
From-
was. I think after that, it made us realize, like, yeah, this is possible. This works. Like even doing stuff in between songs, as we said before, is like, you know, extra stuff that we wouldn't normally done, because before we would just, you know, do song by song by song, you know, say what each song is, and then we finish the gig.
Yeah.
Now we try to do song by song, maybe a riff in between. I don't know, do a crazy part at the end.
I think Rob's a lot better with the audience now, to be honest, because he did used to have that concern of, you know, trying too hard to look natural on, like, as a frontman. And I think since doing like the Battle of the Bands last year, because it was, you know, repeatedly in front of crowds at the Horn, he sort of developed more of a, you know, his own frontman persona, and deals better with audiences now from that, which is good.
Just talking to the crowd,
Yeah, definitely.
trying not to be awkward.
I mean, like, in terms of like, also especially because I haven't really heard a lot from you yet, mate. In terms of drumming, I mean, you mentioned keyboards and acoustic as well. Did you want to bring that into the gigs? Will we ever see like those elements come into play from your end? I'm curious, just because you mentioned it, and I'm thinking, how would you make that work? Will it be like sample pads on the kit when it comes down to it? Maybe in the future.
It really, I think it really depends on the place. There's one of our songs which I played the keyboard in the recording at the beginning.
Yeah.
And we used to, if there was a piano in the place, I would sometimes go over to the kit and play that part, or over to the keyboards or the piano and play that part. But it has become very difficult to do that. Something like guitar is a bit easier, because if it's right next to me, I can sit down at the kit and play the guitar. But it's more the keyboards that you need a bit more space for that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like, there will hopefully be a time later on, maybe next year if we're lucky, when that is possible, where you can add more of that interactiveness. And I mean, like, even me saying that, even now, the accolades, the experience, and just the fact that, like, you are a young band doing all these things, that's great to see. Also, for other young acts like yourself, I know, like, we have acts like Blue Hour and Vertigo who are sort of in the same age range, but they're still, like, kicking it out. And you all bounce off each other, and there's an energy, and it's great. What is coming up next for you guys in that regard? Because I know you've been in the studio recently. Is there anything you want to chuck out?
I mean, regarding gigs, not much else.
Yeah, regarding
gigs are kind of the Horns. That's it for now.
That's it. Yeah.
But song-wise, I mean, we've been working on songs during lockdown anyway. You know, writing, all of that kind of stuff. But this song, I think we've been recording since late August. We just finished it, just waiting to get the mix back. Then we'll master it, obviously, and we've got to do everything else. But we're in the process of eventually being able to release it. Can't really give an exact time for that at the moment.
Yeah.
But
no clue.
Hopefully early 2021 sometime. It's kind of plan I like to think.
Yeah, I mean, like, the length of recording, was that like due to like restrictions, or you just wanting to get it like right, this one song?
Yeah, kind of a bit like that. We did 2 sessions in August, and things took a bit longer than we thought, because I'm going to say that this track is more ambitious than what we've kind of done before. So there was a lot going into it. So we did the 2 days there, and we realized, we need some more time. And it was kind of a bit disheartening, because obviously we were expecting to just finish it there and then and be like satisfied with it. But then we had to realize, we need another session. So we needed to wait another 2 months, because obviously being COVID and everything, studios opening recently around that time anyway, a lot of other people recording as well. So trying to fit us in meant that we had to do it a bit later. But we did that last week, I think it was. We finished it last week.
Nice.
Like 2 weeks ago, right as the lockdown ended.
Right, nice.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of lucky. Just on the 3rd is when we recorded, so just after lockdown. We went to Coventry. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coventry.
Why that far out? I'm curious, because you all local, or is there a distance which I'm not aware about?
No, we're all the
I was going to say,
It's to do this government scheme that we're part of. It's called MASS.
All right. Yes. Yeah.
So you get being a part of it, we get free rehearsal time. That's how we've been able to rehearse through lockdown and stuff, because it counts as an educational centre. So through the months of lockdown, we've done 8-hour practice in Oxford, And that's definitely helped us for this gig, because otherwise, I mean, well, think about it. The last practice we've done at Nate's house was, when do you think it was?
A very long time ago.
So
Maybe in the summer.
Yeah,
so if we
Right.
didn't have these Oxford rehearsals, then I don't know how Tuesday's gig would really go, to be honest.
There'd be pressure.
Yeah, it would have
There'd be a lot
been
of pressure on it.
months of no practice, and it's,
I mean, I'm happy to have been practicing then. It would have been an absolute, it would have been a sight if it wasn't much practice involved, especially after all this time. That makes me happy to hear. It's good to know
it would have been an experiment.
It would have been an experiment, yeah. I've done that experiment before. It's never successful. You shouldn't need to.
No.
You really shouldn't. Like, please practice wherever you are. Right. My last real quick question for all of you before we'll set you free for the day. Is there any new music, whether that be local or like a rising star actor have you been listening to recently? Anything that's like that only you know about you want to share, or stuff more people should hear? Or no, please let me know.
I mean, I'd say locally, some artists / bands that just want to shout out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's Kevin Lynch, someone we performed with us on the same label as us, and you know, he's putting content all the time, all loads of different music videos, and it's
Nice.
very much like punk, ska kind of music.
Do they cover you at your label? I meant to ask. Is it Nab or Nub? I forget the name. It escapes me.
Nub.
Yeah.
It's Nab. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say him, and also like the local band. You probably know them. It's Muted. I think we performed them at the Horn quite a few times. They're doing a lot at the moment, and yeah, really like the music.
The local music scene at the moment's really busy here, obviously. So
Yeah.
there's loads of people you can that deserve more attention.
Yeah, and I think there's probably, because of lockdown, there's a lot of maybe new bands that haven't even got a chance to show themselves yet because of lockdown.
And I also feel kind of sorry for like a lot of bands that's, you know, because there's probably a lot of local bands that formed just before lockdown, and then having this lockdown, you know, I know that if we started just before lockdown, I mean, it would have, especially that motivation to carry on with it would have been a bit of a tough one. So it's just a really unfortunate time for everything. And I hope everyone, you know, is getting through it well. Yeah, but also when we come out of lockdown and all COVID and everything, I'm sure give loads of room as well for so many more local bands to enter the scene, and venues as well, you know. I feel like it's going to be a new world.
Might be. I feel like
definitely will.
Yeah.
It's frightening, but also very exciting. I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mix. It's a strange mix. It's an eclectic mix. And I can't wait to get involved. But yeah, any other quick little bands you want to throw in, or that'll be it?
Yeah,
I
think we were going to say the same thing.
What, Vertigo and Blue Hour.
Yeah.
They have always seem to be releasing music, and good music as well. Really good music. So they're both really good live bands too. So, but like I said, there's so many to name. So yeah, I feel like it'd be unfair to just pick
I got what you mean.
a few out of all the loads I could name. You know. So.
Any other quick things you want to promote? I mean, obviously we can't really promote the gig because it'll be happening by the time this is out.
Yeah.
Well, last minute, I guess just to keep your eyes peeled for the new material and stuff. I think
we might have another like home performance video coming out soon.
Oh yeah, that's something we're working on.
Maybe
just trying to sync it all up.
Maybe the new year or the end of this month. So look out for that.
Sick.
That's it.
Right. Fantastic. Right, Kick Pistol, this has been great. Good to know you've been practicing. Good to know you're all well. So thank you once again for coming on.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no worries, lads. Cheers.
Yeah.
Take care.